What's up, gang? Jackson Galaxy, your cat daddy with you today. And we are going to be talking about ways to tell your cat, I love you. And I know that might seem a little just sort of simplistic to some of you guys, but I gotta tell you this, man. If you gotta bank on one thing, I have spent a lot of time with a lot of cats over a lot of years, and I think I've got it sort of, compartmentalized into just some shortcutty ways that you will make your cat's life better, and in a direct or indirect way, you're gonna be saying I love you. So let's just get right down to it. The first thing we're gonna talk about today is communication. Now, communicating with your cat, letting them know, I love you, I care about you, you would think that you'd go, well, Jackson, I get her in my lap and I pet her. That's how I say I love you. No, I disagree with you completely. Now, there are a lot of cats who don't really vibe with being in your lap and being pet, as we've talked about in other videos before. But this thing I'm gonna talk about right now, this is universal. And sure, there are some cats who don't do the thing I'm gonna talk about, but there are some cats who just don't do anything. Anything that I say, oh no, all cats will do this, and then they don't. But let's start with what I call the cat I love you. You've heard me refer to it as the cat I love you or the slow blink. We have dedicated videos on such things, but I just wanna run it down really quickly for you. The cat I love you, the slow blink, let us take off our glasses right now, because it's all about how we communicate with our eyes with our cats. I've talked to you before about how you never wanna stare at a cat, your cat or any other cat. Staring is no good, especially when you're talking about an animal that is a prey and predator animal, right in the middle of the food chain. Anybody staring at you is not a good thing. That's why we start by softening our eyes. Do this with me, you guys. Soften your eyes up a little bit, and then when you catch eyes with your cat, just slowly blink. Think this to yourself. I love you. You see, we're just letting our eyes fall, and then we're opening them up slowly again. So, if you do the I love you, try it a few times, and you might see your cat just blink back at you. In fact, I see it more times than not. That return is saying, I trust you, I get you. We have now communicated, and we are saying it in a trusting way. Think about it this way, a cat who's out in the wild, they are not gonna close their eyes to anybody at any time, because anybody at any time could make them into dinner. So the idea of closing one's eyes to someone of another species is a big step. So that is the cat I love you. Try that with your cat. Now the other thing, and I just did this by accident while I was trying to demonstrate this for you, I call it the cat how you doing. And a lot of you guys have seen this. You walk into a room and your cat goes like this. How you doing? The cat, hey, what's up? How you doing? You can try that with your cat. That when you just give them that quick like this, you'll see a lot of times it'll be returned to you, or you'll get that sort of look of recognition. So that's the cat, how you doing? Now there's one last one, and that's the bow. See, I'm doing it right now. Just a little bit of deference, it goes a long way with cats. Just averting your eyes. And it's not about this whole thing about dominance and submission and you're the alpha cat, because I don't believe in any of that stuff at all. It's just a way to get you guys on an even playing field, right? That if you guys make eye contact and then just down like this, you'll see. And some cats, and that's why I'm giving you as many tools as I can, whether it's the I love you, whether it's the how you doing, whether it's the bow, or whether it's a combo. I do this a lot with cats. I find myself doing it, not even realizing that I'm doing it, where I do the I love you and a bow at the same time. And it just depends on who your cat is. So that's sort of the eye and face communication way of saying I love you. Another communication way of saying I love you is the way that you pet your cat. And I've gone over all types of techniques, and I'll do them again, but I'm not doing it this time. The only thing I'm going to say is make it as much as you can their choice. Ask permission before you just go in for the big pet. That you're gonna get a lot more love from your cat if you offer something up and let them come to you and do it. I mean, the most success I've had with any cats that are clients of mine is when I put my hand down to the side, they come up to me and they go, hey buddy, how you doing? Oh, hey, how are you doing? Now I'm petting. Just allow them to make the first move, and don't just go in for the pet without asking permission. Not unless you know that your cat specifically loves it when you do it. And that's sort of the caveat for everything I'm saying. So when it comes to eye and face communication, the cat I love you, the how you doing, the bow, combination of the three of them. Also the way you pet, not overstimulating them, allowing them to make the first move, asking permission when it comes to touch. Whether you're communicating with your eyes, your face, your hands, your entire body, how you approach and how you allow yourself to be approached is a toolbox of saying, I love you, and getting that love in return. The The second way that you can surefire tell your cat that you love them is by enriching their environment, what I call catification, helping to have a home that not just works for you from a design perspective, but works for your cats as well. And that means having as many cat beds around the house as you can have, having cat trees, putting those cat trees in windows, making sure that every window has an opportunity for your cat to look out the window and then watch cat TV out that window, putting up bird feeders so your cats have some TV to watch, you know? These are all great ways to tell your cat that you love them, giving them vertical spaces to go up on so that they feel like they own part of the world that's just for them. Now, does this mean that you necessarily have to just turn your house into cat house? No, not at all. It can still work for you. This is the nature of relationship, you guys. And when it comes to environmental enrichment, that is a perfect way of saying, I love you, I'm giving you space in this home to call yours. And it's going to be things that you will derive happiness from. And it will, at the end of the day, make our relationship stronger. So what better way is there to say I love you than giving someone their own beds, their own places to hang out, places that are not meant just for humans. And by the way, that applies to litter boxes as well. You know, you want to tell your cat you love them? Don't stick their litter box behind the washing machine or in the garage or in the mudroom or someplace that's just completely away from everybody in the world because you don't want a litter box around you. A way to say I love you to your cat is having multiple litter boxes and not having them hidden everywhere, because from an environmental enrichment standpoint, there's not much that you're going to put in your home that's more important to your cat than their litter box. So whether it is trees or litter boxes or beds or window seats or cat TV, I'm telling you what, you guys, environmental enrichment, catification, that says I love you. And the third way of telling your cat that you love them is by playing with your cat and doing it every day. I mean, getting that energy out of their system, getting that raw cat activated, giving them something to hunt, catch, kill, and eat, man, that goes a long way. It also increases the bond between the two of you. When I talk about play, I'm talking about interactive play, where you're attached to one end of a toy, your cat's attached to the other end of the toy, you're both running around the house like idiots, you're playing, you're having fun, you're bonding, and your cat is getting that much needed exercise that really just comes from hunt. And that's this shortcut, that sort of expression of their raw cat and the bond between you two and just plain old exercise and doing it every day. Man, that is a big I love you to your cat. Now, does that mean you shouldn't have toys like the little furry mice or the things that you throw or laser pointers or whatever? Hey, I've gone into a lot more detail about play in many other videos, and all of these things count for sure. But in terms of, like I said, that raw cat expression, that buildup of cat mojo, of confidence that comes from real interactive play, there is no substitute in the whole wide world. I don't care if your cat is 4 months old or 14 years old, they still have that expression of raw catness that you can help draw out, you can also reward, and you can say I love you. The fourth way, surefire way of telling your cat that you love them is by their overall wellness and doing everything that you can to achieve optimum wellness. One of those first big ones is nutrition. What you feed your cat, absolutely. You can reflect I love you through what you feed your cat. And as I've said in many other videos, and just check out this one for example, which will take you through the beginning stages of what to feed your cat. The more you get to just feeding your cat meat, the better off they are. The better the quality of their life is. The happier they are. If you've seen a cat eat certain types of food, you'll know what's making them happy. Now, you could be sitting there going, well, wait a second, man. The cheaper the stuff that I feed my cat, the more junky the treats, the happier they seem. Okay, they may be driven towards those things, but from a long-standing perspective, giving them just that is not a recipe for optimal wellness, and you don't have a really happy cat if they're feeling crappy as they get older. I'm not saying to avoid all of the junky stuff all the way around. I mean, come on, I would never say you only have to do this in order to tell your cat that you love them. But from a holistic perspective, the more meat that you can feed your cat, the better the quality of their life, period. Don't forget, cats are obligate carnivores. So doing a little bit of research on what cats should be eating and trying to the best of your financial ability, to get there with them, that is a definite I love you. Another part of wellness, of course, is taking your cats to the vet on a regular basis. This is the truth, folks. Cats wind up going to the vet for their yearly exams much less than dogs. And I don't know why that is. Maybe we just feel guilty because we have to get our cats into carriers, bring them to the vet, and they hate us for it, or we think they do. But they will love you if they are feeling well. And when your cat goes in for a yearly exam, we just find out, are they hiding pain? Cats are masters at disguising pain. That is part of their sort of prey mentality when they're outdoors, is I can't show that I'm weak right now. I can't show that I'm compromised. So sometimes you'll never know. A great example is arthritis. I think more than 90% of cats are showing some form of arthritis into their senior years, but they just don't show it to us. It sometimes has to be uncovered. And to that end, not just the yearly vet visits, but thinking about complementary therapies like acupuncture. When your cats are getting older and you see them getting creakier, there are things that you can do for them that they're not just pain management. We can help them stay vital into their older years with things like acupuncture. That's a great place to start. Cold laser therapy, great place to start. There are supplements that to this day, there's more coming out all the time that can help our cats stay vital. And keeping vital, keeping well all the way around, whether that's nutrition or just general health, it's a great way to say I love you. And the fifth way of telling your cat you love them, let's just think about this for a second. What has Jackson said so many times over before? Oh, that's right. Get another cat. Especially if your cat is an only. If you've got one cat, you really should consider getting your cat a friend, because as opposed to what a lot of people out there think, cats do not thrive being just by themselves. Now, of course, I'm making a generalization right now, but most cats that I know are happier being a part of something as opposed to being the only. It helps to stave off boredom while you're away at work. It also just gives them behavior to model. And let's face it, I mean, cats know other cats before they know other humans. It's really simple. I always talk about, if you've got a kitten, get another one. 2 is better than 1. That just goes for cats of any age. I just think cats thrive when they have other cats in the home. And that is the 5th and final way to tell your cat that you love them. So now I know that there's plenty of you guys out there going, well, Jackson, my cat doesn't like this, but they do like this, and you didn't mention this, and boy, you know, if I blinked at my cat, they'd rip my eyeballs out. Every cat is different, and believe me, over the years, I've worked with thousands and thousands of them, so I know that for everything I say, this is a rule, these are 5 ways of doing this. I'm sure that for some of you guys, it's 2.5, and some I missed 8.5, and you know, there's a lot of variation, and of course I want to hear about it from you, and that's what the comments are for. Go ahead and put it down in the comments. Wait, this is a surefire way of telling my cats that I love them, and maybe, Jackson, you should talk about this next time. And you know what? I probably will. There you have it. So these are very basic, sort of overarching ways to tell your cats you love them. And don't forget, I've made a ton of videos on all of these topics. So even though I went through them really fast, there are other videos that go into them in much more detail. So check those out as well. Don't forget to share this video with folks that are first-time cat people, or people that you're trying to get to become first-time cat people, because it's just sort of an easy in. And don't forget also to subscribe, smash that bell, make sure that you get all of the alerts when new videos come out, and I will talk to every one of you very soon. All light and all love and all mojo to you. Bye, guys. Meow.